Angie, I am debating on if I want to get into that conversation. I made a post, so let's get started. Okay, let's just get started. Okay, look, I'll say this. Thank you. Thank you so much for them. I'm doing a damn thing. Okay, around here. But let's get into the things it's gonna be about. So we'll start with the Macy Gray situation, and I'm going to just touch a little bit, because I seen what Macy said, and I posted. Thank you. I posted the clip of what Macy said on my IG. If y'all not following me on IG, follow me on IG at JayLeesCorner. And Macy was on the Piers Morgan show. First of all, anyone on the Piers Morgan show, some shit gonna go wrong. Okay. I feel like nothing good can come from being on the Piers Morgan show. I look so plain, y'all. I feel weird without my lipstick. Okay, let me put some lipstick on, because I can't be around here being, what I'm saying. I won't be around here, looking naked. Hold on, y'all. So. And that's how the makeup is applied. Okay, quick, fast, and hurry. So Macy was on Piers Morgan, and to me, he put her in a situation to ask her a question that couldn't go any way but in some circles and some foolishness would ensue. And the question he asked her as they were discussing different things was, what did she, and because I have not watched the full interview, I do not know how they even got to this point of questioning. I don't know why he thought to ask Macy Gray, what did she think a woman was, or how, and I'm paraphrasing. And what she ended up saying was, in hindsight, was to her, if someone goes and gets reassignment surgery, meaning if somebody is trans and they transition from either male to female or female to male. But in her case, she was saying people who transition to be a trans woman. She feels that changing your parts does not make you a woman. That's what Macy Gray said. And again, for me, I feel like he asked her that question. And when you ask anyone that question, it's because I'm treading lightly, because I am not a trans woman. I do not personally in my everyday life know any trans women. I can say the only trans woman I've ever even had a conversation with on any level was T.S. Madison. But I still don't know Maddie like that. You know what I'm saying? But I know Maddie about, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know her in my everyday life. And I can only speak from a place of me and me as a woman. I don't even know the right terminology of, I think we are called cis women. I'm not even sure. I still feel like he asked that question to cause drama. In my opinion, I feel like everyone has a right to their opinion. I feel like everyone has a right to their opinion. What I respected about what she said was, she said, I will respect how you want me to address you. Whereas some people won't even do that. I feel like she said, but to me, meaning to her, to Macy Gray, that was her stance on what she felt like a woman was. Macy said to her, her personal opinion, her personal beliefs was, I was born a woman and you became a woman, and she felt like that's the difference. That's her opinion. And what I respected about that was, again, I prefer people to say, even though I don't agree with whatever you're doing, I respect you, your decisions, your life, and who you chose, who you choose, who you are. You know what I'm saying? And when I posted the clip on my IG page, I read what I said because I'm treading real lightly, because I don't have time to be fussing with nobody about my opinion. But I don't mind saying what I said. Let me mute that. I don't want. Let's say a human being with boobs. Okay, I'll play what she said. I'm gonna put the mic up, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna play what she said while I pull up my post. Let's say a human being with boobs. You can start there.
Yeah, I mean, the dictionary is quite straightforward. It just says a human, adult, female, right?
No, a lot of people. Yeah, see, that's a little getting confusing. The whole he, she, they. That's getting.
And I'm not sure why. Really, it's a bit like this whole issue of transgenders in sport. I support all trans rights to fairness and equality.
Me too.
But not where you have people born to obvious physical superior bodies.
Me too.
Transitioning and then thrashing the women at their sport.
I totally agree. And I will say this, and everybody's going to hate me, but as a woman, just because you go change your parts doesn't make you a woman.
Right.
Sorry.
You feel that?
I know that for a fact. Like, if you want me to call you a her, I will, because that's what you want. But that doesn't make you a woman just because I call you a her and just because you got a surgery.
Because people do feel that there's biological sex and then there's gender identity. That you can identify as whatever you like
in terms of
a gender, right? That's the freedom we live in.
Absolutely.
But actually, you can't change the mechanics of biological sex. They are what they are.
Well, just women go through just a completely unique experience, and surgery or finding yourself doesn't change that. Being a little girl is a whole epic book, and you can't have that just because you want to be a woman.
I mean, that when people like J.K. Rowling have said this, they get attacked, they get abused.
Yeah.
The cancel culture mob comes from me. She gets called transphobic and so on. You might get the same for saying it.
But it's the truth. I'm not. And I don't think you should be called transphobic just because you don't agree with. I just, there's a lot of judgment and throwing stones at people for just saying what it is. You know what I mean? So that is what she said. So when I made a post, I posted that clip of what she said, and in my comment section I said, in my caption I said, at the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion about things in life. This is for sure going to get Macy Grace inside. I looked from some people. I think, she said, and I put in quotations, I respect who you want me to look at you as, but that doesn't mean you are a woman based on biology. I was trying to figure out what she was saying. And I said, so I wonder if that was offensive or if people understood what she was trying to say. I feel like I want to have a conversation about this to be sure I'm understanding Macy's point correctly. Because as I said, I can't speak from a place of being trans. I can't speak from a place of even being in the LGBTQ community, okay, at all. But I also feel like we do not ever want to get to a point to where, because someone thinks of something differently, but still respects your life and how you live and who you are, if they can respect that, but still have their own beliefs on what they think is fact, that does not make them phobic, in my opinion. And we should not want to shut people up who opinion differs. And I think that's the part where I was like, I don't want to really even dive into the conversation, because it gets to a point to where people were like, well, no, well, you're ignorant. It's like, well, to me, there's a difference between somebody being ignorant because they're just being assholes, and someone who really does not know all the ins and outs of the trans world. But to me, that's the same thing as us being able to say that someone who was trans may not get how we feel in our world. And I wish we could get to a place to where both could come together, have a conversation, and both respect the other one's point of view. As long as I respect who you are and I respect who you want to be, and I have no issues with that, that should be okay for me, my opinion to be different. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm not, because I think phobia is someone who is fully against who you are. They don't respect who you are. They're saying you're not a woman. You're a man. That's being transphobic. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? To me. And I wish we got to the point to where someone's opinion that includes respect, but it differs from your opinion, could be respected. And I feel like there won't be a way for me to have an open conversation because I don't have time for anyone assuming, oh, see, she's trans, because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So I had thought about talking about it. That's why I posted it on my IG just to put a filler out. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dip back on. I'm gonna dip on back because that's not my space. That isn't my space. And as far as her comments, I feel like people who are in the LGBTQIA community, they can have those conversations. However, in those conversations, I just hope that no one will make it seem like her opinion, her personal opinion, is like not wanted because she thinks differently about that. So that's why I have to kind of wrap my mind around it, because I don't fully understand it. And because I don't fully understand it, I don't understand what part of that they would find offensive. And because I can't know what part they find offensive, my opinion on it kind of doesn't matter. Because I can only speak from my own opinion as who I am. And that's all I have. So that's the weirdness. So it's all conjumbled in my head. And I think that's the hard thing. But the main thing I feel like came from Macy's statement, in my opinion, was Piers Morgan is an asshole trying to set folks up all the time. That's just that on that. Boom. And other than that, we have to get to a point to where we can see that people can have a different opinion, and that's fine. As long as everybody is respecting everyone. My opinion does not have to be the same as you. As long as I accept who you are, that's fine. But if Macy feels like to her, what makes her a woman is this, that, and the other. So because of that belief, she feels like that's what it is. That's cool for her. But she's not trying to force anyone else to feel that way. It should not be an issue with that. That's, for me, it's the same thing as the whole Roe versus Wade situation. Roe versus Wade situation. To where people who do not believe in terminating the pregnancy for their own reasons wants to force their opinions on us. And because they don't like that, because they don't agree with that, they want that to be, okay, well, no one can do it because I believe that. So to me, it's a slippery slope. And I don't want to fall. That's why I did not really discuss that either, because it's the same exact thing. One person or one group of people believe something as their opinion, and that's their belief. And they then want to force that belief on how they think things are or should be on someone else who feels differently. And everyone should be able to have their, whatever. Rachel Dolezal was a black woman for years, and we were pissed. We were pissed when we found out that white lady was out here scamming, acting black for years because she identified as a black woman. So again, it's layers to this. And so for me, I'm like, I'm not trying to jump down that rabbit hole at all, because it's not that ain't my wheelhouse. And I refuse to ever get caught in a Piers Morgan situation. Because I'm like, for me, Macy Gray got caught up in Piers Morgan's bullshit. Period. He asked a question. He asked a question that really had nothing to do with nothing. But when you ask someone that question, either way it goes, no matter what their response is, someone on either side will be offended or upset or confused or pissed or whatever. Whether someone on the trans side of the situation or someone on the cisgendered side of the situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everyone just needs to have it. And my main thing is always this: you have to respect someone's choices because that's their life to live, and that's it. So that's as deep as I can get into that, because I am not trying to get down that rabbit hole. I see comments in the comment section. I appreciate all the comments in the comment section. But, I can't say that I was offended by what Macy said, because what Macy said really doesn't affect me. But I can understand if someone who is trans or in the LGBTQIA community, if they feel some kind of way. That's fine for them to feel some kind of way. But as long as no one is saying, oh, her opinion, it's her opinion on what a woman is to her. The same way the opinion of a trans woman and who she is in her body, that's her opinion on who she is. And no one should be able to take that from her as a trans woman. No one should be able to tell Macy Gray how she feels about herself as a biological woman, as what she called herself. No one should have an issue with how she feels about herself. People need to stop trying to force other people to believe what they believe and ask folks to just respect their choice. I'm pro-choice in life, period. If you don't want to do this or do want to do that, it should be your choice to do what you want to do. No one should police your body. That should be the bottom line. No one should tell a woman what she can do with her organs and her body, and no one should tell a trans woman, how she should feel about herself. Period. Or trans or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that was me trying to kind of walk through this minefield that is opinions in 2022. Because Lord, and because for me, like, I have COVID brain. So sometimes my words literally gets conjumbled in my head. And so I have recently been trying to be very careful to make sure I clearly get my point out, because sometimes I just get confused, and it'd be crazy. So I hope what I said made sense, because it may not have. I don't know. Yes, I don't know. But anyway, bottom line, accept people for who they are. Simple, please, and thank you. Okay.